Welcome to session number 5 of our look at the Emerald Rush expansion game within a game in Donkey Kong Bonanza. So far we've been clearing difficulty 4 out of 7 on all of the stages that we've unlocked so far, but we're going to have a bit of a change of pace today since as far as the stage unlocks go, we've hit a little bit of an impasse. So the first thing that we should look at is that there has been an in-game event that was announced for next week. It is, as far as I know, not actually open yet, but the game was patched to show what this is. So it looks like there are some statues on the island that are exclusive to finishing this event on DKI Island. We will show it on stream, if possible, next week. And 80,000 on one, 1 million on the other, that's quite a benchmark to hit, but as far as I understand it, this event is going to have some kind of preset rotation of perk selections that might be designed in such a way that it favors the player if you have some preset combos that you will naturally come across instead of depending on RNG. So, who knows? But one thing that we will have to do in advance of that, I think, is learn DK Island properly, and that's going to be what we try to do today. Because DK Island as a tutorial stage is something that we have previously just very briefly seen. We finished difficulty 1 initially, we finished difficulty 3 on the first try. This is the end credits, which I think turns the island into sunset. That's just a scoring challenge that is something that stands on its own. And after that, we haven't been to DK Island since our initial set of runs through it because we've been completing difficulty 4 on everything else. The issue is that we are quite a few points off from the next unlock that is going to come at 4,000 points. They give us Tempest, Landfill, and Radiance in some order at 4k, 5k, and 6k points. And so, instead of continuing to push that, it's time for us to finally press against some higher difficulties. And so, since we have to learn DK Island in advance of the event next week anyway, it does make a certain amount of sense to dial it straight up to 5. 5 has the same initial conditions as 4, but a different scaling factor, and we'll finally be getting into doing runs of 15 rounds in length. So, we'll see how that goes, and we'll try to unlock 6 across the board sometime today. Also, before we do that, though, let's check our clothing, because we haven't actually made any changes since we have done previously. We're also basically relearning the layout of this island from scratch, because again, we just looked at it very casually in the first session. Treasure tie for busting up terrain for treasures. We don't really need the mud and snow benefit, I don't think. I don't think it's really that applicable to this level here. It may make sense to put this back on Voidco, which means that I don't actually know if these effects, when it comes to the rare emerald perk chance, actually stack with each other. But if they don't, it does free up a slot to put Pauline back on something that gives us something like extended bonanza times, which seems to be pretty helpful. So we're going to try a couple of different things. And as far as treasure tie goes, we tried it last time. I don't know that we really had a lot of treasure-based builds. But having Bananagy for refreshing bonanzas might work out well. Actually, Banandium chips, I wonder if this will affect the green chips in the course of a run, in which case that might actually be most helpful here. And since we're here, we might as well change over the fur color as well for the first time in several days and see if we can find something appropriate to the occasion. Something reasonably tropical. This guava split reminds me of Splatoon 2's color scheme more than anything, which is another thing to say because the passion fruit here reminds me of Splatoon 3's color scheme. Let's go with that.
Looking good.
Okay, and let's push DK Island on 5 and see how we do. We'll be learning it on the fly. After having done a grand tour of all of the other layers that we've locked access to. So we'll see how many of those lessons can be applied back to this part of Emerald Rush. In its most basic form, where we have more statues to work with now too, as tools you can potentially use for durable shield surfing. Okay, so there is a banana available right away. Let's scan the map first to see what we want to fill in case we have some immediate benefits to our ability to collect anything off the emerald veins that are just lying around. So yeah, we'll go sonar. I guess we'll work towards elephant. It seems like it's actually buried underneath. I don't know if it's in that location. That's the banana horde below. It may or may not be. Again, we don't really know this map very well yet, so. But in terms of bonanzas, it's just those two available at the moment, so we should probably just get in the cave and go for that. Or go up this way and try to punch through once we can. Regardless, let's just take this. This banana turned into emerald. And Radiance or Tempest unlocked yet? No, neither of them are unlocked. We're still missing those. And which is why I'm going back to DK Island to push difficulty 5 today, is because we're out of layers that we can do for the first time on difficulty 4. Well, I guess we can commit to Lonely Heart right away. We don't have Zebra available yet. Yeah, because this is going to be sort of immediately beneficial. Now, we do need to get up to quota at some point to be safe. We better bust on this now. But the idea will be to try to go for elephant as soon as we can. It may actually be through the banana horde. I'm not entirely sure, but through the banana horde, maybe it gives you access to it. So we should go for that and see how we do. Like I said, really don't know this map that well at all, but we'll pick up fossils where we see them. We don't have ostrich available yet. Snake is on the map, and so we might actually want to build towards that, since maybe we'll be going for stick before too long. Anyway, into the banana horde. And there we go, there's elephant. We'll just vacuum up all we can over here, perhaps. Fossil radar this early is nice. Oh, I actually would want another banana over here. And then, sure, let's vacuum everything up. Yeah. On the assumption we're not coming back here all that soon. Okay, so, not really near any fossils. But we can grab this one. The thing about elephants is that you can just aim very approximately at fossils. Unfortunately, too late to get Bonanza, so we'll just toss that. But we will get fastball beat, which goes very nicely with elephant. Banana Slamma. We're very early in bananas, so that does make sense. The crocoids, we have a port available if we want to jump over to them. They are pretty close by on the map, though, so maybe we don't need to, unless we have a good way of getting there. Let me sort this out. Yeah, we just climb up naturally. Maybe that might be quicker. No, we'll go this way. We'll just port. We got plenty of ways to fill time once we defeat them, so. And again, we do want more fossils, if I can find where that one went. I thought we were sitting on one just now. I guess not. Okay. Okay. We can go fastball beat. Oh, nope. Okay. Then yeah, fastball and elephant really do go quite nicely together. So chip negotiator, we're very early on in the run. I think that will go quite nicely. Snake forager. Well, we do have snake available technically. More barrels, because you can kind of port in and out of places. Defeat emerald buzzoids. For instance, we can just spend one right now. If we can find where the buzzoids went. Over here. Looks like it's in the cave, so we'll get in the cave.
Should we go there?
Buzzoids will also work nicely with the throwing ability that we have. Okay. Because you just go fastball on everything, then that's what you get. We'll leave a lot of the veins available until we have some way to buff what we can get off of them. Zebra, crocoid. No, let's go crocoid for now on. Back up to 2 on the barrels. We should see the next objective first, but then after that we'll try to go for snake as soon as we can. Actually, turf surf will work out quite nicely here. We'll turf surf towards snake, I think, and grab fossils in a way if we can get them. Super sprinter, chip thief, that'll go nicely at this early stage, I think, and then we'll go fossil by fossil as we surf. Now, one thing we don't have is surf. We should probably build into that so we can get across water. Obviously going elephant there. Let's see about surf. Grab it immediately. Probably punch power as well. Always helpful. Okay. And then we'll just grab snake first. That's significantly more chips. We'll stack that for sure. And we'll surf down to the other fossils if we can get them. Oh, that was accidental. I didn't mean to use the barrel there. I accidentally tapped R and ZR at the same time. And we needlessly used the barrel that we had. That's okay. We at least are not desperate for warps at this point. Happy Heart is just going to be plat 45. We're going Lonely Heart at the same time. It might not be that useful. But with Elephant, Hearty Groove might pick up quite a bit, so we'll grab that. And we'll just turf surf over again, I guess.
I knew we could do it.
We'll see which objective to warp into after that. And look at that crocodile buff. That'll be nice and easy. We can find where they are on the map over here. What am I doing for time? 51. Yeah, let's not burn the warp actually. Let's just go over and by way of barrel cannon. And we'll go elephant and fastball against him. Elephant just works so nicely against these because you can vacuum up their outsides and then fastball their insides. Stacks very nicely. More chips will appear while smashing terrain. We can do that if we're going for a big chip-based strategy. Of course, it would eventually pick up melons. That'd be great too, but we'll go with chips now. And think about melon. Okay, we should definitely, first of all, improve elephant a little bit before all else. Beat emerald buzzoids. We still have port left, which is great because we'll just port over quickly. Oh, even water will take him down. Of course, we do need to collect everything afterwards. There's banana lying down around there as well. 8x5 is going to be a 40% up. That's okay, we'll take it. We'll grab whatever this is. Yeah, bare knuckles good, but we've mostly been just going fastball and everything. And we have been vacuuming up a whole lot of terrain, so it does make sense to stay on elephant for the most part for the time being. Descriptivist, has anyone ever called me Don for Don Quixote? No. Even Don Quixote doesn't get called Don, I don't think. In my capacity as a Mafia Don, perhaps, or perhaps as an Oxbridge Don. Yeah, in the British university system, they don't call them deans, they call them dons. And that's just your little factoid for today. Okay. Elephants, we're still stacking elephants, so let's go with that. I have 2 barrels available still. What's the objective right now? Don't think we've actually seen it yet. Over here, smash the emerald lumps. We could just warp there and do some fossil sweeping on the way. Actually, it makes sense to warp up here. Clear fossils, go down.
Should we go there?
Up in Vanadium Tone's location. Including the upper island we can. Let's get this fossil first down. We don't really need 3 barrels for this stage, maybe. Let's do that. At least we don't need it desperately, but... Oh, okay, yeah. It's through barrel cannon for that. We'll continue going smashing. I haven't actually been using the chips to restrict what we've been picking up so far. Maybe we should be. Buzzoid Demolisher? Yeah, let's just keep on buffing those. Come on. Vacuum everything. Stack of nice and big chips here. We'll go down from this location. Okay. Oh, that's just inflammate. Where's the other one? I actually can't see the other one. Hang on. Oh, here it is.
I knew we could do it.
We'll continue on Lonely Heart. The Lonely Hearts Club Band. More lumps. We have one warp available, although we don't actually need it because we're already in the closest possible location, so let's just turf surf, I guess. Now, we've been picking up enough chips lately that we might actually want to start going chip order. Because we're starting to build into chip accumulation quite nicely. Let's grab that apple for the surplus buff. Oh, I totally missed a banana that was up there when we hit those other ones. That's okay. Emerald squealoids in the northeast rocks. Yeah, we can go towards that immediately, perhaps, but let's see what makes sense. I mean, the more combat we have, the better, essentially. So we can warp over here, drop down. I think maybe that's the best, unless we know we can go over to Mountain Falls, hit this one, and then approach. There's a constructone that was there that I guess I didn't use yet. I think so, anyway. We have to make sure we've actually popped every constructone on a layer before we attempt too much here. Okay. Sling and beat. We don't have the zebra for that yet. We should actually start blocking some of this stuff. Since we're not really going for those builds. But we definitely want the pickup radius to improve. Didn't really end up going for jump burst with a snake, but we'll go balloon hoarder. It might eventually be relevant. Balloon hoarder, like I was saying, starting to be relevant. Ooh, lots of treasure everywhere. That seems a little out of the way. Zero6i, you ask, have I seen that you can now use eShop funds for anything on the Nintendo Store? I think I had heard someone mention that. I hadn't looked into that myself. That will be useful when they put the orders up for the physical Rosalina storybook. Now, I hope that means they also raised the limits on how much you can actually store on your account there, because that would make that substantially more useful. Love the long distance fossil vacuuming that you get with elephant here. Okay, so how do you actually get down to that? There's something down below there. You see the treasure chest down below there. I don't think that's actually reachable for me. It's underwater. Defeat the Crocois. Anyway, let's not waste too much time. We've got 37 here. We can actually go back to that one quickly. Oh, come on. Getting so much. You can't actually ride on here. Whoops. There we go, times 200. Still getting a lot of bananas, so look at that. Okay, let's grab more bananas while we can. You're saying the limit has been raised to 850 in terms of funds that you can stack up. Yeah, that makes it a lot more useful. We're not going for the egg bomb strategy at all, so let's go for negotiator. Let's also start to build into some other things that are useful here. First of all, collecting for sure. Even though we've been vacuuming things up with the elephant, we want that. I don't want to spend too heavily here because we do have the chip bonus still going. But we'll do that. Okay, we don't really have any kind of bonus yet for collecting anything that is from just breaking emeralds in general. So let's use the warp before the timer is up and then see what we can do here on the beach. Okay, decent pace so far, but it could catch up to us if we get complacent, so... But we have a very clear combat approach now, which is just elephant plus fastball. Defeat an enemy in midair, I guess we just... jump while we throw, maybe? We can try it. We've never taken it before, so we might as well fill it in. Okay. Defeat squealoids. Where are you? Yeah, might as well hit that so we can clear fossils afterwards.
Should we go there?
Okay. Hang on. Trying to jump and hit them. That's not working at all. Okay. That's okay. Yeah, we're not really going zebra brick blast, so let's just do this. Pick up a lot of energy right away, which is nice. And we'll try to go for some fossils here as well. Oh. Fossils, more fossils here. Healthy heart's been decent lately. In that we have been staying at full pretty much the whole time here. More apples. We do have the apple buff that scales with the surplus apples, so that does make a great deal of sense. Per champ, 5x40, that's about a 200% at this point. We're going throws rather than batter ups, so we should probably just stay on throws for the time being. Now, this is purely just based on enemies, though, so maybe we should be going for Negotiator instead, and we'll get around to Perk Champ later when we can. Squealoids are all the way over here. We'll warp there directly since we have cleared fossils here for now, so we'll just come here and jump down.
Should we go there?
Okay. You see? Did I defeat that one while I was in the air? I think that counts. Got some bonus off that. And then... what about this one here? Yeah, just a slight bonus for being there in the air. Still works. And... balloons or elephants? Let's continue to go elephant. Scale really nicely with everything we're doing. Whoop. I accidentally lost that apple. There we go. Okay, so we have no warps right now. So we can head towards the puzzle location if we can find it. It's pretty far out. But we can smash our way there perhaps. It's a pretty small island, so... we can just go for some elephant inhalation to some extent. Power out some terrain. And it's all the way over there, so let's... oh yeah, that's just a construct on statue. Never mind that. But... ahead of pace at least for the time being. Slightly, by one wave. It's not quite comfortable enough. We want to be a bit further ahead, I think. Okay, 255 on that. That's nice. $271 on that with the little jump that we did. So yeah, a little jump throw seems to be useful here. Treasure chests. Yeah, sure. We've been healing nowhere, so this makes sense. And we'll see about the next objective. Defeat Emerald Buzzoids over here. We should just get over there directly. There we go. Okay, that's a nice series of bonuses right there. And yeah, we're not taking Zebra at all, so we'll just keep blocking. And then vacuum up all we can. High five a Squawks, he's right here. Right here. Okay, now Banerjee. The thing is that we're refreshing Banerjee really quickly when we do soak up terrain. But items are going to scale well with what we've been doing with balloons and apples. So, vacuum up what we can. Defeat Emerald Crocoys, where to? We still have 2 barrels, so we can just warp. Although they're pretty close by now, we'll just warp.
Should we go there?
Nope. Wasn't actually intending to throw that way, but that's okay. Yeah, that's not nearly enough of a bonus from what we could have done. That's okay. Hopefully we won't lose the whole run to that. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. We soaked up the statue, no wonder. Smash the emerald lumps. Well, we'll just messed up everything we can over here.
I knew we could do it.
Okay, gold champ at this point is going to be quite nice. 8 by 18 is going to give us well over 100%. Now, we are getting within potential range of the 500 chip bonus eventually, but to do that, I think we better continue with some of these buffs. Just ease our way a little bit. Not going to overspend on these, but we'll get a few of them going. Smash the Emerald Lumps. Where will that be? Let's take a look. We do have 1 port available still, so we should use it. Zebra's available over there for some running around, so that's
Should we go there?
a good idea as well. Let's get up there, smash up everything we can. And then go for Zebra as well, just for dashing around. Hang time has been working out pretty nicely here. When we're able to get the jump, which is not always. Okay, Zebra available. That's going to scale rather well with Elder. I wonder if our next objective was an enemy objective, because that'll be quite nice with Green Scene. But only if we get that. Let's just get a flat bonus for now. We haven't seen the objective come up. Would be, yeah, because, you know, if you get an objective like this one, like go for a swim, and you've got to take care of that business first, then that changes things a bit.
I knew we could do it.
Bert Champ at this point is going to be a 250. I think that's pretty clearly what we'll do. Smash the Emerald Lumps. Where are we? Pretty close by. Let's just take it. But we can do it by going zebra. And making sure we know where we're going. We'll grab that apple for the apple buff that we have already. Lonely Heart is continuing to stack really quite well. Tempting to go for Emerald Polisher there, since that also has some benefits. Kong is also available, which will scale with Elder, Kong and Ostrich. But we'll want to go to the bongos down there, which is going to be a zebra run if we watch that first. What round are we on? Round 7. So yeah, the Kong and Ostrich aren't going to reload out of there and disappear on us, so this makes sense to go zebra instead. Okay. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to miss that here. 424, very nice. And yeah, given that we're stacking chips, we should do that. Fossils off the bongos as well. Let's grab those quickly. Hang time's looking good here, but Smashing Forager I think is looking even nicer. Our health isn't really low for Hidden Heart right now. We would need to take damage, and we have a full health buff right now for stacking up the apples, so I think we'll not go for that. Might even block it. Now the Emerald Root bonus, given how many are on the board, might actually be quite nice here. We still have 2 warps available, which means we'll go for them.
Should we go there?
Okay. Oh, that was quicker than expected. Yeah, I guess the treasure chest sometimes just sink below where I'm actually realistically able to take them. We are able to port over to Crocoids quickly next. If we can find the appropriate entrance, we'll just go here.
Should we go there?
Just to spend the port. Okay. Still need to keep on pace with the quota, though. Okay, this is a Crocoid objective. Let's go back to Elephant. Hang on. There we go. 400%, 300%. That's more what we're looking for. We'll go Melon Hoarder in case we do start getting melon juice buffs. And then Squealoids, where are you? All the way over. Yeah, we've cleared the area around ourselves right now, so let's head over directly, I would say. Maybe get up here first, hit Ostrich, and then go down below.
Should we go there?
Ostrich is going to be on the nose. And look at that. The extra hearts buff is looking very nice at this point. With all the apples we vacuumed. Okay. Move that one up, and then we'll vacuum up everything around us too. Fastball beat is still looking good. Do we have anything else we can do with elephant here? Yeah, we'll eventually get up to that 500. Everything else looking okay. Good energy, I think, just for length, and then checkpoint is right here, so we'll just take it.
I knew we could do it.
And the bonuses are racking up quite nicely now for the objectives. Apple Hunter works well with Hearty Groove, but I think we'll just stay with Hearty Groove and also grab that banana while we're at it. Zipline, where's the zipline? Hang on. I don't remember a zipline. Where do we have a zipline on this map? I actually don't know. We'll re-roll the objective, we're not sure. Yeah, it must be from one of the upper islands perhaps, but... Oh, no, there it is. It's right there. How much time do we have? 40... Do we want to... warp over there? Yeah, we do.
Should we go there?
A very easy objective to hit, potentially. Assuming that... No, this is the bottom of the zipline. But what if you just ride the bottom? That's actually more efficient if you fill the objective by riding the bottom rather than the top, in fact, because you can just tap the zipline and you're done. We did have the melon buffs. The melon treasure makes a certain amount of sense as well. But the 10% by 18, here's 180... More items will appear, though. I think we'll keep going for that, just to continue to vacuum things up where we can and grab lots of item buffs. Just everywhere around us. Yeah, you see, once Elephant really powers up, and things go quite nicely. Now, next objective is all the way over to the other side, so we'll wait until we have a warp available. I think for the time being, we'll maybe stay on here and clear this side. Because here we got fossils galore. Yeah, at a decent pace right now. Surf and beats, we always have trouble using. But we've been popping a lot of treasure chests, so... The balloon buff was kind of nice too, but I think this will multiply a little bit better for what we're doing at the moment.
You scored a skill.
Yeah, we have a lot of general emerald buffs now that are not just tied to combat. And yeah, because we'll just keep going for this strategy. Just piling up all the items we can. And fossils as well if we can. We still don't have the melon hoarding, but we want the elephant buff because we're staying on elephant pretty much all the time. And we have one more fossil right here. That's still based on emerald bullion. Now we'll go treasure. Okay, now we can afford to warp.
Should we go there?
We'll grab that banana while we're here. Yeah, Hearty Groove is working very nicely at this point. However, this is going to give you another 150. This is a 0.8 by about 90. But it's going to continue stacking. Well, no, we'll go Balloon Hoarder. That's going to be a more immediate multiplier. for what we need, perhaps. Now, do we have anything else to need to break in here? Other than banana, we will just get the banana. Then where did it go? Here it is. We'll see about that barrel cannon. Didn't we have one here? And if we didn't, then we'll get one elsewhere. We'll just go along the beach, I think, and then hit Banana G and the rest. So at this location, yeah, we'll just bust up everything inside here. There's banana. Oh. A gold champ is looking quite nice. And we can grab treasures and fossils accordingly. What is our current goal? Goal is use the barrel cannon, so that's not really going to be combat relevant for green scene just yet. So we're not really throwing... we'll just take it anyway. It's a good amount of time that could prove handy. And what are we doing at this point with chips? It's fine. We'll eventually be going Emerald Vacuum, I think, given that we're doing something so elephant-based. But just pop this and we'll go for a cannon quickly as well. Got barrel cannons right here. Actually still had a warp available, but no need to take it until we've seen more of what we're doing. Yeah, we'll block some of these just to continue stacking things that we want to stack. I actually don't know Charge Groove relates to the vacuum at all. I don't think so. I think it's probably just for things like Charge Punch, Charge Dash, and the Snake Glare, but we'll leave it on the board just in case that comes in handy later. Oh, I should have used my last warp here, but that's okay. We didn't see the next objective yet. Okay, next. I guess wants to go cleared off a lot of that side of the map. So yeah, eventually we'll be heading towards Kong Bonanza here. We have a couple of different ways to do it. Even as Orton and Ostrich over or something, but just to get that last Elder bonus. And we're able to. Actually have Banana G on a ship as well. We should maybe go for that. Just to maximize uptime. But if not, we'll just continue dashing over to some fossils that we haven't seen yet. And then see what the next objective is telling me. Defeat the Buzzoids. Where to? Over here? That actually works out quite nicely. Now the question is, do we want to port over immediately, or do you want to save that? I think we want to save it. Because we can just hit... Whoop, come on. Hit the charge. That's taking all over the place. Okay. Okay, jump throw. And look at that, about 1,000% on this now. That's what we're looking for. Already Groove's still looking great. Yeah, let's not spend too much on blocking at this moment because we want to work towards that 500. Defeat Emerald Buzzoids, we can do that soon. Oh, that's just across the beach actually. That will be nice and easy. We want to do that first or go for Banana G first. Let's recklessly go for Banana G first. And we still have some ports available. Chip negotiator, yeah, we want to keep stacking that. Balloon treasure is quite nice though. For what we've got going right now.
Should we go there?
Emerald Buzzoids, jump shot, jump shot, jump shot. There we go.
I knew we could do it.
We'll probably stay on Elephant Forager. This is going to be about an extra 100% every time, though. More items will appear, though. That stacks up with nicely with everything else, so that does make a great deal of sense. Go for it. Okay. Yeah, because look at how much we're picking up. Still no melon juice, apparently. Okay. Emerald lumps are all the way on the other side. We'll just take it
Should we go there?
over at the bongos. This way. And if we get an objective quickly enough, we'll be able to see how it ports over somewhere else. Smash the emerald lumps over here. Oh, out of warp barrels. That's okay. We'll go over there in a moment. We'll actually maybe finally work towards that Kong Bonanza if we can. No, it makes sense to just run over there now, I think, and then warp past that point. Maybe, or even cut through all these fossils here. Okay, around 10, that's what we usually need to hit for the scaling. Oh yes, there's actually a banana reset at this point, so the Kong's not even going to be in that place anymore. Not having done difficulty 5 previously, it didn't occur to me that we have the resets on 5 and 10 rather than 3 and 6. And so no one of my calculations were completely off. Oh, I gotta look at the map then for fossils. Kong Bonanza is no longer available, that's okay. We'll still get a lot else going on. Apple juice up here. We want to make that location. And this is going to be all on the upper track. I think we want to go up this way and then blow up some more terrain. Yeah, we can block. You know what? No, let's save up to the 500 first. Before I do any more blocking. At a serious level. Chip Hoarder is looking quite nice, even though we're going to spend that soon. Banana Slammer might have hit diminishing returns at this point just because very few bananas are available. Let's just go Chip Hoarder. Because even after we get what we want with the 500, we'll build up chips again quite nicely after that, so kind of makes sense. We'll go for that remaining fossil, and then punch power, and then kind of circle over to the objective. I think that's maybe more interesting. Chip Thief. I'm thinking that might scale better than Chip Negotiator at this point, given how things are going. But yeah, look at how much treasure we're just picking up along the way. Whoa, we're just picking all the way down low. And then, yep, just demolishing everything that we can. And then here's the punch power. Oh, don't want to miss it though. Elder's Apprentice is going to be a plus 80 at this point. And that's just for combat, though. Oh, let's just go Banana Slime. Why not? We still have some on the board, not very many. But we only have so many rounds of combat left as well, so... timing-wise, we have 33. It makes sense to just port at this point.
Should we go there?
Even over such a short distance. Okay, and then what am I fighting here? Oh, this is just smashing these. Roll everywhere. Any fossils or anything to uncover here? Nope, but we do have one more orb to hit. Yeah, the gold tally is looking quite nice at this point. We won't block yet. We're getting very close to the 500. So, oops. We do have warp still available. This is all the way up top, so which is the easiest way to climb? Let's figure that out. Easiest way is actually just to ostrich across, I think, even though we don't really have to glide. Might be a bit risky. Let's think about this. Yeah, I don't remember if there was something like a barrel cannon down below that sends you up. I don't think there was, but... it therefore makes sense to jump down towards it.
Should we go there?
Might have to take Ostrich Glide or something out of it, maybe, but... okay. Nope, that's okay. We can just go this way, and then... we can even snake our way up, since we do have snake. We haven't been using it all. Okay. Oh, except we're just going to scatter that where we can't actually follow any of the loot.
I knew we could do it.
Chip Hunter, yeah, we'll do that. Almost certainly. We are over 500 though. Which, oh, I missed a treasure chest, that's too bad. But, oh, I missed that too, okay, I missed everything. But what we'll do is, at this point, go for Emerald Vacuum. Oh, maybe we should have done combat first to get the 500% bonus, but... or we could go Emerald Vacuum and vacuum Emerald. Yeah, that's a lot that's under the water that we can't actually catch at this point, but... we'll just blow up the whole map like this. I don't know if that actually stacks up quickly enough, though. We should still go for objectives if we can. But definitely we want to go for Spent Boolean buff at this point. If this is the approach we're taking. We might have maybe eradicated a little too much ground. But let's head over here. Okay. 784%, that's nice. Okay, at this point we can just use chips mostly for blocking and for stacking up what we want. Yeah, using the elephant for collecting as well works out quite nicely. And then, look at that, we're very close by for the next objective, so... okay.
I knew we could do it.
And, yeah, we should continue just stacking elephants since we're taking this approach. We do have a warp available for Emerald Squealoids. We will take it. Down there. Pardon me. We'll head over to this location and then... yeah, you can just page directly between elephant and zebra. I should really do that a little more effectively. Okay, still ahead. We will hopefully not fall too far behind in the final rounds. Okay. Look at that, very explosive. We'll just use the elephant to vacuum everything up here. Smashing terrain and the elephant transformation. Yeah, we'll continue to go for that. Smash the emerald lumps. Which emerald lumps? Let's vacuum things first and worry about that afterwards. Yeah, might as well just go directly.
Can we go there? I knew we could do it.
And while we wait for the next objective to pop, we'll just vacuum up more terrain in general. Pop some geysers. It's a checkpoint, which is right here. Gold champ is going to be 8 by 39 at this point. That's a significant parts. We do want some kind of Boolean bonus at some point, so we'll just block the snake. Clearing this gold, grab a chunk of turf syrup. Yeah, we can do that. Let's vacuum some things first. Yep. Good thing about... Oh, and we got the melon juice too now. Now let's see. We have a target destination. Target destination should just be over here, so we can just grab another banana while we know one exists. Yep. Then we have a chunk here that's durable enough to get us just all the way across. Perfect distance. Green is seen. No, we'll just continue going apples. We've been doing this pretty effectively.
Let's give it a try. A banana. You scored a skill.
And a negotiator, I wonder if that's really going to scale that well at this point. Given that we have so few rounds left. I think it makes more sense to go this. Let's see. Squealer's over here. Do we need to warp? We've got 20 some seconds left. Sure, let's just save a bit of time. Okay. Yeah. Just go for as many of those jump shots as we can, and we'll just vacuum everything up around us. And yeah, not going to bother with that one at this point. Let's see. More balloons, probably. Don't need that one. Let's actually just see what else we can do that's useful here at this point. Drum beat as well. We should actually buff some of these, particularly melons, in fact, because we have the melon buff. It's available. We're stashing those. And yeah, might as well. I mean, we haven't really been punching as such, but we'll just collect everything here first. Still on pace for this wave. We're still maybe only one wave ahead at the time, though, so we can't be complacent. Oh, nice. Grab everything we can, and then let's see about the objective. Smash the emerald lumps. That's all the way up here. Not great, really. I was thinking dropping on top. Better. Actually, no. Let's go treehouse. We grab the banana that's above. Over here. And then... should have gotten Seabird for this maybe, but it's okay. As long as we can see where we're going. Tercer bonus is probably most effective at this point. Except, no, definitely Emerald Polisher given what we're doing with the elephant. High five Diddy. Diddy's just down there. We can do that. Okay. Apples or gold? Let's see. Another 8x4. That's about a 320%. That's maybe going to be better. I mean, we've got a pretty big apple hunter buff at this point. But get the emerald buzzoids. Let's see where they are first. If I can see anything at all. Over on that side? Yeah, we'll do it. After we've got the apples at the very least.
Should we go there? Cleared it.
1,500%, one of the biggest ones I've seen so far. And that's a pretty big gain there. That's 500% off of Perk Champ. That's pretty big as well, actually. Another 350 by 2. 700% off of Melon Hoarder. Well, let's actually go Melon Hoarder. That's fine so long as we don't accidentally use melons. Okay, Nora's available for me at the moment, which means we should climb and maybe go for that apple juice, or... oh, there's fossils. A lot else that we can pick up over here we hadn't previously seen. Now, it looks like we are guaranteed the win, which is nice. Ooh, music is going to pick up for this too. We hadn't heard this previously.
Should we go there?
Okay. 655. We've seen better. I guess we don't have any Squealoid specific bonuses, that's why. Where's the last one here? There we go. Hardy Groove's really been one of the MVPs for us here throughout the whole run. Anyway, we'll just vacuum up everything in the treasures. And see about those crocodiles East Beach. Now, where would that be? Let's see. We've got 50 seconds. We can probably just go this way instead. In case we really need to warp for something else. Oh. How did that get cleared? I don't even know. I guess something must have blown up there. And, well, at this point, chip deep probably is the only thing that will especially matter to us here. Go for swim, we can do that.
I knew we could do it.
Don't even know how everything blew up there just now, but... chip hunter, perk champ is... going to be more enemy oriented. We might only have so many of those left. So, let's just go for terrain. Time for a goal. Alright, Buzzoids, where are you? All the way over on this side. We can head over here, grab this fossil, and go down.
Should we go there?
Okay. Do we want an additional barrel at the end of this? I don't think it'll be that useful. I think we'll just go for this. Oh, missed the apple. That's okay. Okay. $1,800%. Very nice. Getting to a new personal record with some of these. Okay, 18 seconds. We probably won't be hitting any more goals, but one could be surprised. You know what? Never mind the goals. Let's just smash some terrain in. See what else we can pick up. Also, at this point, we should spend down the chips to collect as many perks as we can, because that is going to affect the number of chips we get in the regular banana form getting out. I think this is the correct theory behind it, so let's do this. We won't spend on hearts, obviously, but we'll spend on everything else we can. Including some of the things that we have absolutely no intention of using. We didn't even collect Kong Bonanza, for instance. It's a bit of a marginal increase in what we're getting at the end. But we might as well optimize. Anyway, first try on difficulty 5. Yeah, once the elephant build started to come together properly, then things went well. It's going to be an A rank over here. And yeah, it picks up quite a bit when it comes to the chips at the end. I'll be sure to actually look over this, because that's something we forgot to do in the last session, actually look over the final stats for a build. And what exactly happened, because we did have a very good, reliable method of taking things out that applied to all enemies, which is that we're just in Elephant. Elephant always has a chunk available. We do a jump and throw for the fastball beat and the hang time beat, which wasn't even that much of a bonus, and then everything else just came together from there, so. Party Groove worked out really well once we started vacuuming up tons of hearts. Wonder if it actually capped at 99. Probably doesn't cap. Maybe just a coincidence. And yeah, so Melon Hoarder does need to scale with spending points on raising the melon juice cap that you have, otherwise you're not really going to get the multiplication that you have there. I haven't seen Apple Juice Hoarder or any kind of equivalent like that. I guess maybe it just applies to the melon juice for the time being. Balloon Hoarder ended up being really nice with 900% once we got our build going to vacuum up every item in sight. The Chip Hoarder, of course, maxed out in the high hundreds before we spent everything down multiple times. Lonely Heart worked out really well since we committed to staying on 3 the whole way through. And yeah, just a lot of treasure hunting, item hunting that stacked up quite nicely for us by the end. And early Fossil Radar helped quite a bit too. Can't always depend on that. So, pretty happy with that. Let's see how we do for points on the card. And Crystal Regalia might just be a recolor of her current Void costume if I had to guess, but we'll definitely take a look. And we're pretty close to the next reward tier. So, given that we don't have any stage unlocks yet, I think the natural thing to do is to push difficulty 6 and see how we do with that. Well, first we'll check the costume. We might stay on her current one, though, for the Bonanza uptime, since that was working out quite nicely. Okay, let's take a look at the closet. Otherwise, we'll probably just stay on the same setup. That seemed to work very nicely for what we were doing here on this island. So yeah, it looks like it's just a recolor of Void Cove Regalia. We will have plenty of opportunity to switch back to that, I think, in some of the other layers. Yeah, very adorable. But we're staying with what we have for now. You're saying you need that dress? Well, come and work for Void Company, apparently. Okay. Let's take a look at difficulty 6. Yeah, so now at this point we've unlocked difficulty 6 for everything. Difficulty 6 though, look at this. So you have the only change in starting condition being no warp barrels, so you do want to get some kind of warp barrel up as soon as you can, otherwise the routing is going to be tricky. And the multiplier is quite intense now at 4.5, so this should be a pretty sizable step up, because even the setup that we had just now with how we were doing probably would not have been able to keep pace. But we'll push at this, we'll try to find something that works, and see how it goes. We'll need to be quite efficient, because we had a very fortunate series of draws last time. We truly cannot rely on that. Bring you 225. Yeah, even the starting number is a bit higher. Now, anyway, Banana is available right away. Snake available right away. Since we have no warp barrels, we just need to proceed linearly, I think, and just pop everything we see. And then... yeah. And then probably fossils that are missing in this location, but we'll just have to deal with it. Where was energy on the lower deck? There we go. Rocket dash will be... well, there you go, barrel. Yeah, absolutely a barrel. Kong Bonanza, Snake Bonanza, both available over there. We want to wait for an objective to come up, though, before we do anything like that. Also, should grab the chunk. Oh, we don't have Surf Surf yet. That's right. We need 10 points first for... 10 chips, rather, for Surf Surf. We absolutely go Surf Surf on this map. Because otherwise we have problems. Okay, now let's leave a lot of the bullion on the map for now and just try to grab what we can. Yeah, Hardy Groove worked out really well last time. We don't necessarily know if it'll be similar this time. It depends on whether we have a build that's good for collecting items. But the sooner we get it, the sooner it starts counting, so we'll go for that. Sling and Beat, we don't have Zebra, we don't really even know how to use that very well. Chip Negotiator, though, just before the first objective even comes up, that's going to be something that works out quite nicely, maybe. Okay. High five a Rambi, that's easy enough. They're easy to come by. Encore Groove, yes, I think, because we're still in wave 1 and we wanted to start counting with any bonanza usage. We'll just keep going down this way and okay, Super Sprinter, Hyper Hopper. Now we are going to take Buzzoid, I think. Hyper Hopper was kind of tempting because we know Snake is at least available on the board, so we can, you know, fight a Snake or something, but... Okay. But at this point... Yeah, let's go Snake and Kong first. Worry about Rambi objective after that. I want to put up some bonuses before we... have too many issues. Okay, Skill Champ is going to be an immediate 40%. His Apprentice will get up to 2, but... if we commit to fighting a Snake, then it would make sense to take this. Okay, now... let's just go for Kong Bonanza right away. Okay, we're very early on. I think Emerald Polisher will probably be nice. Given that we've got a lot of Emerald worth smashing. Now we do need to high five a Rambi at some point. They are all over the place. We just haven't seen them lately. But if we're down to the last few seconds, we'll port over to where Void was because we know there's one there, and then we can continue past that point. I think there might be some at DK's Treehouse as well, but I know for sure that there's one at Void, so... maybe we work our way up over here to some of the central bananas. I mean, if we're going Snake, and Glare might also be pretty valuable here, so we'll see what we can do. We can curve around here because I think there might be some Rambis that are available somewhere in that vicinity as well, but we really need to take some care here. Grab some bananas along the way. Maybe unnecessarily, we might have wanted to save that. And go for the fossil over there. Yeah, once we've stacked up some nice buffs early on, then we can get into combat, because, you know, otherwise it's not really time efficient to do a lot of those without a lot of objectives early on. Chip Thief. And then what do we got up here? Got that. Lonely Heart, well, I mean, we are in Lonely Heart, so we'll keep that. Let's just get more fossils while we see them. We don't have Elephant or Ostrich at the moment. Neither of them are available either. However, I mean, we can try to preempt one. There's going to be enough in terms of rotation. I guess the next rotation doesn't come until level 5, though, so neither of these are going to be that efficient. We might finally start to use Long Range Forager if we can, but generally you would want to smash terrain with something explosive if you're going to use that. Maybe. Might even refresh this one. Yeah, let's just refresh this one. Got Nunza, not too late for that. We got Snake. And Kong. Let's block it, in fact. Okay, Snake can jump around and fight that way. Let's do that. Balloon Hoarder. No, we'll go Hyper Hopper. So we can fight a snake. With that bonus. We really need to find a remedy. We're under the hut right now. Let's go up and do things that way instead. Yeah, there's a remedy. More items while smashing his Kong. That makes a certain amount of sense. Because we do have Kong. Last time it was just nice to synergize around going all elephant all the time, and it was something that was very easy to process mentally, so... Speaking of which, we really do probably need either Punch Power or Jump Burst. Nice thing about Jump Burst is that it might have that aerial buff as well. Maybe. Actually, Meteor Punch might be quite nice here too, but we need to go for Punch Power for a second. Go Jump Burst after that. Might as well go down to collect some more. Or go up to collect an energy if we want to make that climb. It is a little bit time consuming though. But then you can get it out of the picture quickly. That's what we're doing for quota. We're slightly over, which means that we... Well, shouldn't spend too much time messing around, but we should go for things that are not as time sensitive at the moment, maybe. Encore Groove tells you that we just haven't been a Bonanza at any point so far. We're building into stuff, which... Oh, we actually should have seen the Crocoid objective and taken the Crocoid buff. Okay, at this point, we will port, and then we'll fight a snake. We'll try to fight as midair. A snake. Okay. Actually, if you stomp a snake like that, it might count as a midair attack, and so... 70% here. No, we want Fossil Radar. Okay. Power, that'll be good. Yeah, and then we can smash around a little bit. See what else we can find. Buzzoids are over here. Okay, we can do that. We can just try to surf over to it. Surfboard, in fact. Okay. And then a Chip Thief. Yeah, we should go with that. We're smashing. We haven't really been smashing roots at all yet, so we've got lots available for that. Okay. We need to reach this, or throw at it. Oh, no. Can't do that. Hang on. There we go. That went a little badly. But More Kong Forager, yeah, we'll go for that. Okay, oh, nope, that was an accidental barrel. Was that? No, we didn't use it, so that's fine. Didn't actually trigger it. But we should, in fact, grab a chunk for surfing to get to that location since we're fairly early on in this objective. Oh, Michael's not letting me. Oh, because we're just short of the amount that we need. Okay. Okay. All that. Then we're gonna have trouble with this quota already.
I knew we could do it.
Need a lot more bonuses going on. None of these looking great at the moment. But maybe eat a melon treasure and then let's just punch some terrain and see if we can get something along the way. We do have that Boolean buff. We should go for it perhaps. Don't think going for melons is necessarily going to pay off at this point, but Pretty Groove at least is going to give us something to start with. Now, if it goes Snake plus Turf Surf, the problem with the Turf Surf is that it's a little tricky to get sometimes. And it interferes with jumping at enemies, but we may need to do it. We do have a warp available. Go Hardy Groove after we grab something else. Now we have very little time, so we need to up over here and try to take him out immediately. Okay. Yeah, that's not going well. A little low on everything. Okay. We're a little down, but I just need to punch until we get some treasure or something, or some roots, or anything really. Nope, too far down. Can we? Too low. Yeah, a little bit too much dead time early on, I guess.
We can try again.
And some things that didn't synergize quite well.
We can do better. I know we can.
It's okay, we'll just try that again. A little bit too much bouncing around as a snake. There was that one enemy on the bongo drums that we took too long with as well. That was definitely a bit of a penalty. And look at that, just drag our whole round by round average way, way down. Okay, difficulty 6, here we go again. Might just need a good draw sometimes. And also good memory for where to go for things like fossils. We had enough of a buff that we should have gone for more roots that time when we knew we were getting low. Because there are some very clear locations of roots that we didn't actually touch yet at that point, and that would have been the approach to get us over the line. Ostrich available right away, we should take it. And Ostrich, Snake, Elephant available right away, that's going to be helpful eventually. Let's just take it right away. Again, we want Surf as soon as we can. Chip Negotiator, or... You know what? We're so early in the level, we're doing lots of turf surfing here. Let's just do turf surfing where we can. Zebra's not available yet. Elephants for fighting, we can do that. See what we can do. Fossil radar. Yeah, nice and early is better. Okay. We don't have any chips to speak of yet, though. So, let's just get up here first and down to see what we can get. And then grab that. Well, we do have Ostrich for Glide. I just don't know how much we're going to be using it necessarily. Getting Polisher nice and early to stack up for the rest of the run might be nice. Maybe we should be taking some of those global, more Emerald Aura will appear buffs, though. That might be something we're underrating here. Okay, good. And for goal, and then we have a quota at this point. We also have Surf, which is important. Kind of vital on this map. There's a Rambi right here, isn't there? Or close by. Or am I mistaken? Let's go for Snake first and worry about that next. Remember, fight as elephant when we get elephants. More barrels going to be immediately good, but Nunza will not be useful here anymore since we got Ostrich right at the top. Okay, now let's just grab this. Yeah, additional barrels. Probably. We want that kind of ability. Now, if we're not going Lonely Heart, we can grab the heart. But I don't know if we are going Lonely Heart. We might not even get it this run, so it might not be worthwhile. But anyway, definitely barrel. At least we're over quota. Ever so slightly. And then, what was that fossil? It was to the left. Get as many combat bonuses as we can. Now, elephants and fastball beat we know worked really quite well together. Encore groove we didn't really stack that much last time. It is a general global buff for all of the Emerald, though, not just the ones in combat, so that might be useful if we're spending a lot of time in Bonanza, but we want some of those immediate combat bonuses, I think. So we'll do that instead. And then, let's just take the heart, whatever. I guess we won't go Lonely Heart, and that's okay. We'll go Happy Heart. And then we have something natural that we can stab. Just with the skill point allocation. Okay. More fossils. Yeah, long range forager I never really used very effectively. More chips while smashing terrain, maybe, but I think we want to stack the enemy bonuses quickly first. Okay. So given what we have currently, we know the hut's going to get us over to the juice bonuses right away with bananas downstairs. We know that's going to get us Rambi. And then that's going to be not too far from where we can go for elephant. We do really want to go for elephant, though. But we want an objective up and running, if we can. Thank you so much for the follow. So Given the time that we have, 68 seconds. Say we warp as elephants. And then what do we want to do? Do we want to work our way over? I actually think it makes sense to stay in current form and then do warps near the end of our timer, so let's just do this. Oh. Ostrich buff for combat might work too if it outpaces the elephant. But we should go for enemy-based bonuses, perhaps. And we'll go Banana-G up top. And more fastball. Yeah, fastball in general is pretty good because throwing works against all enemies. So. Balloon hoarder, chip hoarder. Well, we are still going to be spending chips for the time being, so. Let's actually go treasure hunter. That's a pretty big 3 levels up immediately. I think we definitely take it. And then we'll go down to the horde. Down here. And no, let's keep going fastball. I mean, not that we're doing any fighting yet. We should, though. We need to tap Rampy so we can actually get some combat going. And the perk champ is stacking up quite nicely here. 190. That's... So, over that, and then now we start porting. So first we... no, we want to get out here to... High 5 first, perhaps. And then there's my high 5. There we go. Then we port over to Elephant right away, and then we port over to wherever the combat zone's going to be.
Should we go there?
Don't even need to wait for the objective for this. We know we'll want it. So. And first of all, did we actually have anything else for fighting that we need to be aware of other than Surf Groove? Not fastball beat, rather. We don't have an objective up yet. Let's go for goals. We need an objective, but failing that, let's go for fossils right away. Crocoids, okay. Where are the crocoids? They are going to be all the way over here, that's fine.
Should we go there?
We go elephants. Okay. Okay, nice introductory set of bonuses, but yeah, chip hoarder. Well, it'll be good as a passive one in general, I guess, but we need more chips going first, though. I think it's a bit of a long-term thing at this point. Okay. More crocoids. Over here, we'll just charge start to it, actually. As we can. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Elephant just works so well with Fastball in general. Okay, we'll go Happy Heart and we'll keep building into hearts. We have to remember to do that. But we'll also want more of the Elephant buffs. But yeah, this way we scale up with hearts. Want to go collecting its wall at some point, but Elephant can also help pick this up. Okay. And then here's some treasure. Nice run of chips. Then we will go down here. Now, how will we do that? We'll just port over here and jump. How much time do we have in this round? I think it does make sense to warp. Unless, no, definitely this side.
Should we go there?
Okay. Okay. We don't need to do a jump shot anymore. We don't have that bonus right now, so.
To do it.
Buzzoid Demolisher. Yeah, let's just try to get the combat bonuses where we can. Okay. Well, lumps are all the way over here. When we're low in the timer, we will. And let's grab some fossils first. More apples. Hurt and Heart isn't really going to for me here, I think. But we have whatever it was that scales with the surplus apples. Let me see here. I actually don't have that right now. So I don't know if Apple Hunter's really the way to go. Let's go Banana G, actually. Look at that combat. More Banana G. Back him up what we can. And then we'll warp.
Should we go there?
Banana Slammer, we're still pretty early on that, but we are smashing everything as Elephant, so as for items though, no, let's go bananas for now because we actually have lots and lots of bananas left this early in the game, so. Smash the emerald lumps. Yeah, let's just get over this way. And gold gem for sure on that one. Lumps again. That's okay. We'll surf over there. Good placement for that, actually. Because then we can get more turf surf uptime going, which is actually really quite important here.
We could do it.
So here, Smasher, yeah, sure. Lots of roots available. Let's head towards that fossil while we're waiting for the objective to come up. High five Diddy, we can do that. Let's just back home. swinging a chunk at them. We currently have fastball at a much higher level though, so I don't know that any of these are going to be particularly good here. Maybe if we do wind up picking up egg bombs for the ostrich, but I guess could be useful in circumstances where we're not using this throw, but usually are using this throw. I'm actually going to refresh this one. Yeah, that works a lot better here. 5 by 33, that's another 150. We'll take that. Go over fossils over here too. Has a big boost on Apple Hunter. Decent boost on Healthy Heart as well. Apple Hunter now, and then Healthy Heart or other synergistic things later. So this is looking similar to what we went through with our approach to that level 5. High Five Diddy. High Five Diddy is here. Let's just warp. Yeah, because then we get the global bonus and everything that includes the objectives or the void goals. Now we are going for something that's a little more item based, so Balloon Hoarder I think will eventually kick in for us. Also, we need to actually use some of this here perhaps. Continue building for hearts. With that global bonus that we have right now, maybe that's good because we can just build a flat bonus rather than worrying too much about utility for anything else. Yeah, Trunk Room actually isn't necessarily that critical. It's more, yeah, we want inhaling though for sure, and we want collecting. While we're waiting on something, we'll get over here and okay. Have this thing as well as some of the fossils in the vicinity. More bonuses, the better. Kick and beat isn't really relevant to us right now, but green lasers could be. Oh, treasure. There's that balloon bonus kicking in. We do have a warp available, so we should take it
Should we go there?
now. Actually, balloon scaling, yeah. We actually do need a trunk room, I think. But we'll take that. Yeah, Hurt and Heart's just not going to be relevant, I think. Just block it out. Melon Hoarder eventually, given that we're going for so much in that respect. 223, that's very nice. Let's collect over there as well. Defeat Buzzoids. Oh, no warps left, but with Elephant we can Turf Surf over there immediately and build up the Turf Surf bonus. Just power our way over here. Okay. And then look at that, 259, that's looking good. Oh, come on. Get some out. Need to improve the elephants somewhat, I think. Hang time, that's just for the jump shot, that'll work nicely. Within Bananagy Forager, if we're going for an item strategy, that'll maybe work better. Defeat Crocodiles now. Let's get over here first and show some of this stuff. Fossils in this location? Not really, we'll just warp over directly. Okay. Some other crocoids hanging about. There we go. We'll follow to collect that. Yeah, we're not really using jumping beat or block. We actually want more uptime, I think. But actually, trunk room. Okay, so we have one warp available. Let's just take it. Come up here, hit the fossils, jump down.
Should we go there?
And then we'll see what we can get. Happy Heart's looking great. That's going to be another 30 by 6. That's 180. Yeah. It's just based on maximum, so it's just a flat bonus that accumulates with what we're building, so. This is absolutely negotiator. We'll take the other fossil in this location too and then jump down. Also, after round 5, there's a reset for where all the bananas are, so let's go chip feed. Hang time worked out really well for the jump shot last time, so we could build into that as well, but let's try to stay on pace at the moment. We're a round ahead. Never quite feels safe to be only a round ahead, but we'll do that. And yeah, and then there's a heart down there. We'll obviously that if we can. If we hit some of this, grab an objective for the first time in a while. And I think Champ is actually looking better right now. Still lots of routes available, but I think we want something a bit more global. Grab a chunk in Turf Surf, we can do that, but let's go down for the heart first. Okay. And we'll think of a particular location that we want to turf surf towards. Given how we've been building, more items or more balloons? I mean, we have the balloon buff right now in a decent state, and so it makes sense to grab what we can, and then let's see if we have a particular target for the turf surf. We have 60 seconds remaining on this, so we actually want to go for zebra when we can, which means we should come up here and warp up here, turf surf down. Yeah.
Should we go there?
Actually, why would we do that when we're yeah no, that's right.
Should we go there?
Okay. Turf surf towards zebra. Oh, or rather grab the fossil first. And Zebra is in this location. And we can get some speed going. We'll still mostly stay on Turf Serve for travel for the Turf Groove buff right here. But in conjunction with Zebra, that might work well with Charge Groove. Well, we'll see. We just needed 2 more surfing in general, so we just need to know where to go. Kong Bananas available over there. Makes sense to... With 40 seconds remaining... We should have just climbed over this way, actually. But too late. Okay. We need a more specific target to move towards here. Over to this end towards Punch Power, perhaps. That's more than enough distance to cover, should be. Okay, close enough that we will go for the Punch Power, and then we'll go for whatever is next. Now, this is a .02 by 2600. That's 1/50th of it. 1/10 would be 261, but yeah, I don't know that it really amounts to that much, but I guess we keep on stacking it. And keep stacking health as well. Elder's Apprentice is looking pretty good at this point. Emerald Polisher is arguably looking even better, depending on whatever we're... For Boolean here. Bananas, Llama, let's take a look at the map to see how we're doing for bananas. Still a few to go for, but it might not be enough to matter. We should go for something immediately combat relevant, I think. Yeah. Finally some combat. What do we got? 242, that's good. Yeah, I felt like we sagged a little bit in terms of pace on this round, but we'll take what we can. And we also want to buff collecting, I think. And more hearts. Feed Buzzoids. Do we have a warp available? Yes, we do. Let's just go now. And then, what do we have here? Okay, staying ahead slightly. Seems like our pace is sagging a little bit though, so luckily huge buffs on the Buzzoids, so Elder's Apprentice is going to get another 180 here. We're not really using Break Blast. It's going to be 180 on Skilled Champ, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll keep going in health, I think, just because of that immediate benefit that we get off of it. I guess at this point we can climb towards some of the bonanzas as well. We do have 2 warps. Yeah, because we want this for Elder. And Sonar's down here. Yeah, we'll just go to this corner for Elder then. Smash the Emerald Lumps. Let's go for Elder first. Yeah, egg bomb's just not going to be relevant at any point. Happy Heart's looking good. Now, Emerald Lump, where are you? All the way up here. We absolutely have to work for this one, I think.
Should we go there?
Just take this objective out immediately. Without any fuss. Not going to work out how we are typically supposed to get back up here. Because I think previously I just jumped off the mountain. So, better to just port directly. Melon treasure, I think so, because we do have Melon Hoarder, don't we? And the other two are not useful at this point. Yeah, we're not going to use Charge Punch, so let's just block one. We'll block one at a time. We won't want to spend too many chips at once, I think, but... Okay. And then... while we're waiting on something, let's hop back down for fossils. Rockoids, where are you? That's a lot more chips. That's a lot more on the elephant. More items, more treasure chests. We're going items. Due to some of the things that we've been building towards. Now, time-wise, we've got 50 going here. We should actually continue to do some sweeping then. Or is that objective, perhaps? Balloon Hoarder is looking really good. That's another 200% right there. And then more fossils. It's going to be a 190 over there. More barrels. Encore grew. What round are we on? Might be helpful at this point, given that we are spending a lot of time in Bonanzas. And it is a global bonus. Let's keep it. Might be building up a little late to start in round 7, but ramp up nicely if we're really going Bonanza focused and able to build up enough energy at this point to keep that momentum going on it. So, yeah, because then we can build up all we can. And we should keep on going with collecting, and we're pretty close to the objective without warping, so let's just go over this. Okay, 315 here. We'll go for some of that. I feel like we need to get much higher bonuses to really continue this properly. And then, okay, we can smash things around here. Northwest Beach. All the way over, we've got some degree of time, but I think we better port just to get more combat as soon as we can. Okay, energy, more barrels, more elephants, yeah. Still haven't gotten that melon juice going. I think we needed to... Well, we do have the milk juice maximum, we just don't have much to build with it yet. gold chimp. There's another 8x18 over there. Yeah, because there are a lot of goals that are non-combat, we need to start accommodating some of those too. And we'll see about those crocodiles, which are close by. Right in the cave, in fact, so let's go. Okay, that'll stack up nicely. And more chips at this point, given that we're going for a lot of terrain at this moment. Just back outside, okay, that's easy. Yeah, lots on the Buzzoids. Buzzoids have been very good to us in this run. We're not doing Kong Arm at all, so let's take that out. Okay, Squeeboys were too. We've got some warps available, so we should actually check and go.
Should we go there?
Oh, there's melon juice. Okay. Good number of 600 bonuses at this point. And the pace is settled in somewhat nicely, and lots of treasure chests all over. That balloon bonus. We want to increase down melon capacity for sure, actually. Let me just do that. Just to get as much of a buff on that as we can. Let's actually just max it out, because then we don't need to worry about it. Let's go for uptime as well.
I knew we could do it.
Yeah, and then we need to go for more enemy-based buffs, I think, like crocodiles. Spots. Right on time, crocodiles. Okay, lots of bonuses all over the place. Then crocodiles are all the way up here.
Go there?
Well, obviously, work immediately. Okay. There you go, getting up to 1,000%. That's starting to look decent. Melon Hoarder, that's going to be huge at this point, so yeah, the melon build may save us here. Also, Drumbeat on the top of the mountain. We might actually just go Ostrich and get over there for once. We can climb all the way up top, and then yeah, hopefully we're not burning too much time on this stuff. Energy Forager. Yeah, we'll keep going for it. And then Buzzoids on the Southwest Beach. Oh, that's on this side. You know what? We can work. Buzzoids are good to us very often. Okay, Glide Groove we're not really using at all at this point. Champ. Green helmet perk we're sitting on, that's pretty obvious call, I would say. Right, minecart. Yeah, we know how to do that. Let's just vacuum some things first. We don't have ports, but the minecart track begins here, so we'll get over. We'll do it by turf surf rather than zebra, just to build up more of that global buff. And we actually passed a cart. Nope, cart's actually upstairs. There we go. Or was it? Ethanol juice, there we go, and then we finally ride the cart. And yeah, Encore Groove at this point, it's going to be another 23%. It's not much, but get stacked nicely as we go. Well, I just keep it going melon. I think we might be capping it out already, but if we haven't, then yeah, we'll just keep going hearts as well for more bonuses. Squealize, let's just go immediately. Okay. There we go. Emerald Buzzoids, rather. Buzzoids are even better. The current build that we have. Now, this is getting quite nice, 8 by 25. I think that's what we'll do. If I have Cranky, yeah, we can do that. We want to do it a long way or the short way. Let's just warp, I would say. Where was DK's hut, even? It's over here. Other side.
Should we go there?
All the way over, so let's spawn more fights. Balloon Hoarder's looking really nice at this point. Every time we've got, what, 50 by 9 now? So that's pretty sizable, actually, another 250% or so. We don't really have enough chip income here to really go for the 500 bonus that we had previously. The melons are also at cap at this point. But okay, it just means we'll just permanently have enough energy to work with. That's definitely not something we'll complain about. There you go, getting a decent percentage off of them now, about 1,800. Crocoids. Do we have any warps? No, but in that case we'll have to collect what we can here or warp over. We'll actually just grab everything we can here first and yeah, works out quite nicely. Okay. Now those are going to get re-rolled, which means we'll check the map for anything interesting. Goes all the way over there. Now, not very many bananas left on the map at all, as you can see, so might be worth it just to port immediately.
Should we go there?
Okay. feeling really quite comfortable. Just vacuum up everything in sight. Got another Crocoid objective coming up. Very shortly, too. Out of breath? Hope not. Let's grab what we can and then see what the rest of those Crocoids. Yeah, see, now this is stacking up nicely. How much time do we have? 64 here. Do we warp? Yes, so we do.
Should we go there?
And we have to go a long way for the rest of the objectives, so be it. Okay. Oh. There we go. Very nice. Hang time if we want to do a jump shot. I don't know that we necessarily do. We're stacking balloons so nicely at this point, we should just go balloons. Because the bonus has been absolutely massive on those. Anyway, squealoids are how close? Pretty close. Might want to go for the hut first, just to go for that banana. Maybe on some other terrain, but that's okay. We'll go for this first. Okay. More emerald ore will appear after you defeat a Crocoid. But we're still kind of going items at this point. But we'll go Crocoid, because then you get massive combat bonuses for the rest. Like, we should actually go for enemy type bonuses at the moment. Okay. Yeah, just nuke all of these ones everywhere we can go. And then all of them just blow up nicely. And I mean, do we really need Chip Negotiator at this point? Squealer bonuses were looking quite nice here. Okay, let's vacuum up what we can. I think we're looking well on pace, but just gonna play it out and see how the scaling goes. Okay. Squealer's over here. Let's just port. Yeah, at this point we want to clear objectives as fast as we can, I think, just in general. That's ramping up quite nicely. Lonely Heart's not relevant to us. Might as well go Chip Negotiator at this point. Use barrel cannon. Yeah, we'll do that after we loot everything here. We've still got so much looting to do. Barrel cannon is how close by? Just close by. Balloon Horde is looking really nice here. That's another 650% essentially. So where we're going, defeat the Emerald Crocoids is all the way over.
Should we go there?
Just go directly. Chip Hoarder is looking good at this point as well, given that we're hoarding. We should actually spend a little bit of this just to get elephant up and running. Even this is at the risk of our chip hoarder bonus, I think we're okay at this point. That we can afford to trade off. Okay. Smash the lumps, that's right across. We have 0 warps available, and that's okay. We'll just be able to make it over with a climb, I think. And that's more bullion. You know what? Let's just keep going treasure this way. Still gonna stack elephant. Elephant's just something that feels natural and very easy to play. So when you do build it properly, you need enough of a ramp up on it, obviously, but you're getting it somewhat. If I were Ramby, how close we are? Pretty close to the hut. Let's just go there. In zebra form. Just get there quickly.
I knew we could do it.
Elder buff is going to be a full 100 at this point. Yeah, we're not really taking ostrich, so let's just do that. Catch some sand, we can do that really easily. Fastball is still good as always. Against everything. Where are the lumps?
Should we go there? I knew we could do it.
Melon Hoarder, yeah, every time, and you're just going to get 350 by 5. That is obviously going to be the play here. We have the juice to do it. Now this is looking pretty close by, underneath, okay. Where is this? This is through here. Hang on, how come I got so stuck? Oop. Yeah, that was a stickier situation that we were hoping for, but that's okay. On groove at this point, it's actually not much. It's another extra 50% or so. We'll take it. Have a Dixie, or am I just right under that? Let's see how close we are. Actually, given time, we should just port over there, I think. We've had her fill with collecting balloons from chests everywhere. I'm just vacuuming everything in sight. Close to a fossil? No, that was up above. Let's go over here.
Should we go there?
By Dixie.
I knew we could do it.
I think we're probably in the clear at this point, but we'll keep on going to see. This is about another 500%. Yeah, it's nice when this game has enough room to breathe by going up to round 15, in fact. We will just head down that way. To the Croco eggs. Save ourselves one warp for the next round. Requirements are going up, but given that we have about 4 times the current requirement, we should be okay as long as we just keep playing. Okay. Yeah, I guess sometimes the enemies are drowning on me, that's why. 7,000%. Did I see a 7,000%? I think I did. 7,000%. It must be those melon buffs and everything. Melons and balloons. That's a huge jump from what we had before. Anyway, we're not doing that. Let's just do this. We might have stacked up something quite... Oh, that was accidental. Didn't mean to use the barrel there. I think the balloons and melon juice are absolutely making a massive difference. Yeah. Yeah, if we accidentally hit the barrel, we need to cancel out of it. It's possible to cancel out of it if you just hop back out as hell. Just didn't think of it at that moment. So unfortunately, we did waste one warp. And absolutely nothing. Nope. The peak up here, yeah, we'll have to jump over. Okay. Okay. Let's follow it down, about 3,000. And we'll obviously stay on elephants. Over swim, that's easy on this one. Really not a concern at all on this level.
I knew we could do it.
Elevator is going to be about 100%. Yeah, sure. Let's go for it. Just see how well we can do. Smash the emerald lumps. Where are we? Okay, it's fine. Should be a win. Okay, at this point, I mean, we're not doing Kong Forge, obviously, so we'll just go Typhoon once again. Then what's our goal? Up 5 at Squawks, that's one nearby, I think. Oh, yeah. Right by the barrel, no?
I knew we could do it.
Melon treasure, I mean, we're capped on melon, so not really relevant to us at this point, but... There we go. Back up the fossil. Doesn't quite vacuum there. Happy Heart's going to be another 150. This one we can just barrel over to it. Full Energy looks pretty good. Goals would be 8 by 45. It's about 240. Yeah, let's just go goals. Okay. We have a goal in mind for the Turf Surf. wrap back around to this side where you get some actual fossils, I guess, or maybe through the center. That's another 500% on Perk Champ. Maybe we'll take this while we're here.
You scored a skill.
More chips and emerald ore, yeah. I actually don't know if we've even taken this one before. Sling and beat, because we never really do spin shot. I might actually take it just because we might not have taken it before, and at this point we're so in the clear that I might as well just see if we can fill in the perk on a chart, since we so rarely go for the zebra skills for the various zebra projectiles. Balloon Hoarder is looking really nice at this point. Oh, we still have warps available for Buzzoid, so yeah, let's just
Should we go there?
get over here and try to whack it with something. Hopefully we can get it, because we can get a huge bonus off of it if we do this right. Oh, come on. Really? In a moment of triumph? Okay, I guess we're not going for that Buzzoid after all. I was gonna go for a couple of 1000% on it, but no, we'll just fall through Gangplank Galleon instead.
We did it! We're amazing!
Okay, difficulty 6 down. Starting to put up some pretty mighty numbers here. Still A rank.
Fantastic! You did great!
That's a pretty pile to work with. And oh yeah, we didn't even think about spending on perks at the end with that massive surplus of chips that we had, just to squeeze out a couple of extra little chips, but that's okay. So let's look this over. Yeah, we had the maximum there of 7,000% that we got off some of the crocodiles. That was very nice. But I guess the enemy bonuses do come together very nicely once you have them, because the crocodiles at 360, that was the highest of the lot, it seems. And then this ended up being alright, I guess. It was about 400% by the time we got to the end. Took a little while to stack up properly. But it's a good turf surf map, just because of all the water traversal that you're doing with Surf Surf. And then Encore Groove, we started stacking that rather late, but that ended up being okay, I guess. It's about 140% by the end of it, 140 to 50. Melon Hoarder and Balloon Hoarder were really the MVPs of this run, because once we committed to stacking them and to build it towards that melon capacity, that became absolutely massive with the 5,000% on the ore here. So a happy heart, glad we committed to that nice and early. That worked out really well. And some other ones, you know, they're more early game oriented, I guess, but you do need some of that initial ramp up just to stay alive long enough to build something that works. So we'll take it. Definitely our highest scoring run yet, but that's what happens when you have 15 rounds to work with. And this will get us over the line to explore another layer, I think. But let's take a look. Surf Groove and Skip Groove. And now we have Landfill layer. available. So we just have Tempest and Radiance to explore after this. And look at that, we've been promoted to Vice President. Bananas. How about some overtime? It'll be fun. Well, we might take a peek into Landfill on 4 just to see if we can learn it like we've been learning the others. The alternative is to maybe try to push DK Island on 7 since we now finally have that available. If we do Landfill on 4 though, we might want mud protection when it comes to speed on mud. But well, we'll see about that. Because there is a lot of mud to go around. Yeah, because we have this. Then we have to decide which one to switch back to rare perks. Let's see. Maybe put Pauline on the crystal regalia that we just picked up. Okay. We'll see what the requirements are for 7 and what the changes from 6 were. But I'm not actually going to run it. I think we'll run Landfill on 4 to scout it. I actually found DK Island on 6 quite a bit easier to do and more approachable than doing some of the other layers on 4. Because with DK Island, you know, which was designed specifically to accommodate Emerald Rush, and for which we now have a silver medal. I guess because of the difficulty that we completed. It was much easier to navigate and get around with or without the presence of barrels. And there also is almost no incoming damage, which actually makes a pretty significant difference in some of the other layers. So when you get up from 6 to 7, look at that. It's mostly the scaling. That you've got the quota going from 4.5 up to 7, so even just getting through the early waves, I think, might be potentially kind of forbidding, but we will push Landfill on 4 instead. Now, the thing about Landfill is that a lot will be obstructed by the camera, and that was okay when playing through the main game. We'll need to be aware of what to do navigationally when it comes to the time pressure of Emerald Rush. So we will dial it back down to 4 just as our starting scouting run, because I think in almost every case when we've started on 4, we've had to take more than one attempt to really sort out what some of the difficulties with traversal were going to be. So let's see it. And we'll hopefully be able to stay long enough to complete it today, but we'll see. So you start right at the top. You do have to break some passages too. Oh no, you actually don't start at the top yet, guys. You start down here. But you do have bananas at the top, so let's see, beginning in Trashtopia here, where we're going to go. It is at least single layer without too many sub-layers to go with. The ostrich is kind of in this lower passage that is through the eel crystal tunnel here. What else do we have? Kong Bonanza is in this tunnel here. I mean, we might not even necessarily go Bonanza oriented, although for things like the lava segments, obviously, something like Elephant could help. Charge punch over here. Yeah, we'll definitely need some punch power going on as well. Let's figure out the ostrich route. Ostrich route has to be either directly down or following the crystal rail, and not sure which is going to be more efficient here. Yeah, let's just go straight down. Oh, maybe not. There we go. Now, it's not like we're flying very much as ostrich all over this map. But fossil radar could make a difference. Nah, Bonanza would have been great here, but too late for that now. Turf surfing, not a lot of room to do that with. I'm gonna go. Oh, we should have blocked Bonanza, but anyway, we're gonna go apples. Anyway, single layer, we can go for as many fossils as we can. Explosive beat. I actually think that with ostrich jumping around and going egg bomb may be a decent strategy here. But let's go for another fossil first. If we have chips, which we don't, I was going to say we'd go for punch power, but we'll go for this. 300 seconds on green scene might be okay, depending on what the first objective is. You know, I think we take it. But then the first 15 seconds are kind of a waste because we've got nothing going on right now. We want to save the warp for the first objective for sure. We want to get out this way. Wow, there's a lot of digging around here. Ship thief. Yeah, nice and early before we've even fought anything. Hit a checkpoint. Oh, right there, so works for me. Green scene, I guess. Yeah, with block Bonanza. We need punch power for sure. Let's just extend it. See what we can do. Time for goal. We do have a lot of fossils we can eventually go for. Smash some fractonium. I mean, we got fractones all over, so good run of objectives so far, actually. We want to go chips. I think we need to stack some things against enemies, but yeah, let's stack these. Just hedge against whatever we end up getting. Virgin Hearts. We built towards picking up apples. I don't know if that's really necessarily going to work, but ostrich with the big swing. A combination of swings and egg bombs, if we can. Emerald rolliscoids. That could end up being okay. Now here, we will need to go to this layer and just move towards them.
Should we go there?
Batter up beat for sure then. Batter up's going to work out nicely for us here. Didn't see the percentage on it. Now, munchoids are pretty situational. They're just in particular locations, but it does mean that they might be reliable as a source of emerald if we go for those locations deliberately, which we might find reason to at some point. Okay. Actually wasn't planning to throw there. I wanted to whack it, but we'll take it. Where's the other one? Whoops. Maybe we should have taken Hurt and Heart. I mean, we smash a lot of terrain in this layer, I would assume, so. Either Forager or Chips. Let's go Forager. We have to smash a lot in this. If I have a little elevator, I think that's lower down in town, but I actually don't remember. I don't think we can really make it through here at our current location. Let me just check how we're doing for time. 80 seconds, it could be a while. But we might want to start connecting some of these passages anyway. Breaking what we can. Yeah, because we kind of need some connecting passages. But let's go for fossils first, perhaps. Because then at least we clear a bit more of the field. Don't have Kong yet. Also, yeah, let's just keep going punch power. We actually should go 8 bomb. We're not using much of it yet. Happy Heart? I guess, yeah, because here we might have enough incoming damage that we might want to build towards hearts again. I'd rather go for that, actually, than hurting, but right now that's not that much of a buff yet. I need to see about that elevator buff in a bit, too. Okay. Egg Bomb actually worked out quite nicely there. How come we've got such a flash all over the place here? This whole set of fossils in it. Can't see a thing. We're gonna get a ton of chips off these guys at least. That's surprisingly effective to just fight these Pika Pupoids. They're the ones I'm thinking of, yeah. Oh yeah, no, that's the location where it's inside the shaft. But you can hit the munchoids, perhaps. Because we know those give us plenty to work with here. And Slamma, yeah, we're pretty early in bananas, so go for that. We want more barrels for sure for this map. Because then We can start warping away. Now, we did take Happy Heart, which tells me that we should come up here. This location. And grab some more hearts while we can, but let's see. But in the meantime, we can just bomb away over here. Yeah, you see, it gives you quite a lot to work with. Oh, except we got hit there, didn't we? Yeah, actually just fighting these directly has turned out to be pretty decent. This might also be good, in fact, given what we've been doing. But no, we're smashing tons of terrain. Let's just keep smashing them. Oh yeah, okay. This is not great. Actually, we don't have a good way to deal with it. We're stuck. That. There we go. Smashing terrain in Kong Bonanza? Yeah, we should actually do it. We should warp out of here too while we can. Munchoid Demolisher. Well, we're around a Munchoids. That could be a decent thing to farm. Not gonna kill this Munchoid yet though. Oh, that's the escort. Hang on. That's not gonna work very well at the moment. Let's say warp back down so we can see about the elevator. We should have actually gone warp gong for that. That's okay, no, there's one right here. Finally hitting some goals. Turf Surf. Maybe we went better though. But the fact that we've occasionally gone Egg Bomb with Ostrich tells me that we should in fact go Fearless Flyer. We're getting chips quite nicely. In fact, I didn't know we were doing so well for chips. Okay, so we reroll and have to go back to adjusting to getting to reroll on round 3 rather than 4. Zebra and Snake. Elephant's the one we actually want here. The elephant's up here. It's in the shaft. Now, if we're in the shaft, there's a particular way to barrel up there, wasn't there? I seem to recall. Yeah, but I think you do in fact need to barrel from the bottom. But we are at the bottom. Regardless, we can go for a snake first, perhaps. And maybe some fossils along the way. Yeah, we'll go Egg Bomb. It's not really going to work well against Buzzoids, I don't think, unless we merge with Snake. I guess, actually, that's a good argument for trying to go Snake plus Ostrich. Classic combination here. Except we totally missed it. Oh, it's right here. We should, in fact, go for an Egg Bomb build. In Landfill, of all places. Feels really silly in some ways, but we'll do it. Or even what's the objective is, all the way in the top layer. We should take it while we can.
Should we go there?
So we go like this, and then we go. Oh. Okay. There we go. 40%, you see? Okay. Nope. Getting a little too fancy with this, perhaps. Yeah. Alright, let's just whack him. The egg bomb idea is actually kind of neat. Okay. Yeah, if you flutter above it, you might be able to do it, but you need more egg bombs in case you missed the first one. So, I like the idea, but we do need more bombs to do it. Because... Hey. Yeah. Oh, got the apple juice there, unfortunately. Yeah. It's a little tricky to do it. I want to do it against enemies that are not buzzoids, I think, because... But this is the first time we really messed around with an egg bomb build. Which is a spectacularly bad layer to be trying it. Yeah, there we go. Batter up. Still a decent bonus there. And that's about 50%. That'll stack up nicely in the long run, though. Okay. Still over quota for the time being, at least. Okay. Then egg bomb can bomb a bunch of this out of here, and then let's see what we can do from this point. We can actually go Meteor's Snake and then punch way down if we can, maybe. Or we go to the Emerald Lump objective here. Yeah, there's a lot of smashing down to do that, but that's okay. We're likely to need to do that anyway to get down to the fossils, so let's see about this. Still astonished that we did that well with what we had, but yeah, sure, let's go with that snake and then actually that doesn't really work that well. What we're trying here. Let's just go Digger's Kong. Makes a lot more sense. And this one we tunnel under here. And then we'll have the path available for later. Yeah, then we can put the fossils. Balloon Hoarder is going to start looking pretty good here. Kong Forger was good, but we needed something to actually use it for, and Balloon Hoarder is one of the answers to that question. Treasure Hunter. And we'll keep on pushing down if we can, I think. Let's just cover this passage. That way. Now we're almost at a round where this is our last chance to get elephant. And so we do want to port down to get elephant when we can, but for the time being, let's just try to stay ahead. Oh, there's the Glitzoid. We never really go for the Glitzoids in Emerald Rush, and maybe we should. Because then we can really punch that out. Now, it makes sense at this point to port down to the bottom checkpoint and go up for Elephant. We just find the entry point that we want. If we can understand this map at all, it's going to be here, so we go for this checkpoint, Trapsitopia, hit it, and then port up to Elephants. Because Elephant at least will resolve some of the issues that we have later with lava and the like. Actually should go hurt and heart, just even though we've got 4 hearts here, we have been taking damage in some of the combat occasionally, and so might not be immediately effective to us right now, but it could make a difference. Yeah, we're not doing Zebra at all. This is just not going to go. Let's go like this, and then we get all 3 of these, which is great. Arctic Groove might be good if we're going for a terrain smashing treasure hunting idea. Even if it's the opposite of what we took with Hurt and Heart just before that. Banana G Forager and it may be that at some point we want to fight a snake. Right now Ostrich is a little better, but we should leave our options open. Now, did I pass the elephant? I totally passed the elephant. That's okay, we'll have to drop back down. For it. And then move it this way. There we go. Chip order is looking good at this point, although, I mean, I guess it depends on what we want to spend the 500 on when we get it. If we want to spend it. We might just keep hoarding. We better take it just in case, because even once we get to 500, we'll be amassing more chips after that, so. Yeah. Oh. Hang on, just fell back down everywhere here. We're a little stuck in the pipe right now, so let's get back down to this location and get the objective to the left. Yep. Managed to do anything here? Not much. Oh. Yeah, couldn't really bomb into that very well. Not enough room to work with. Melon Hoarder, we do have melons, so we should actually take it and then increase the melon capacity from that point. Increase by 2. We'll increase as we go. Let's get back out here.
I knew we could do it.
Skill champ, another 80% there. Might be good. Lonely Heart's not going to be useful. We already built into hearts. Okay, starting to fall behind pace a little bit. Yeah, we don't really have a good set of combat bonuses yet. We should go for Battered rather than Egg Bomb, perhaps, because the Egg Bomb idea just hasn't really worked on this map. Better collecting. Maybe worth going into over there. But we should go goals first. Additional barrels would be good too. Oh, more of these guys. That's great. I'm glad I take them. Those attacks going to get me pretty close to what we need. I like this location. Just having all the peekaboo points here. They solve a lot of problems. We better go snake, just We'll try to go ostrich to egg bomb the rest if we can, but if we can't, we can't. Peekaboo boy demolisher, I mean, they're right there. I don't think we're taking it. We're gonna take some kind of 500 though, too. Get that buff going. Yeah, look at that. That's stacking up really nicely now. Look at that. Yeah, you get all these 140 bonuses off the egg bomb now. So. Just keep on going. Very nice, in fact. Just don't stop. It's a good farming location. And look at that, they're just everywhere. Might even get a hurting heart bonus off of some of this. Oops, not photo mode. Okay. Slightly over the line. We need to go for more objectives soon, I think. Okay. Yep, there's some space that way. All over the tunnels. Oh, we got massive munchoid bonuses possible there as well. I have no idea what I'm doing here, but let's knock it down if we can. Yeah, that stacked really quite nicely. Smash some stone. I guess we should do that at some point. Surely some of this was stone, and there we go. Elephant's just going to vacuum that up. Long range. Yeah, we're not doing super at all at this point. Anyway, we've got a huge amount of chips. We should actually spend some of that. But... oh, there we go. Fossil... Okay, so what should we do when it comes to the 500 we're using here? Egg bombs will change the surrounding terrain and emerald on impact. We actually could use that. I never really even used that in the main game very much, but we're going for the egg bomb build. However, we do know that building Kong for that seems to work out nicely if you build into charge. But the fact that we're kind of building an egg bomb already tells me that we should just do it and just see what happens. Then, yeah, you see? Egg bomb all over the place, and then you dig all over the place with it. Yeah. Munchoids, I mean, they are nice, just a bit situational. Okay, we do need to shape up a little bit here with our quota though. Let's just vacuum with the elephant and hope we pick up some stone. Yeah, the thing about elephant is that I don't particularly need to aim. I just need to vacuum for a bit and hope for the best, as long as we're not in a completely inaccurate biome. For champ of, well, 250 there. Clearly should be what we do here. Yeah. Smash the emerald lumps where to? All the way up. That's okay. How come we don't have a warp point at this checkpoint? How come? Oh no, because I didn't show my map. Okay. There we go. That was momentarily confusing. Right.
Should we go there?
Let me just smash this Kong, and then that should work out nicely. Elder at this point for sure. You'll never so many to work with. High five a little elevator. We'll just port back down for that probably, but we'll smash everything we can first just to get more things like the balloon bonus. Nice balloon bonus here actually. Working out quite nicely. Yeah, we could have definitely built the charge punch into the Kong maybe, but that's okay. Okay, at this point we port down for the objective. Not gonna look for a different one, we'll just go down.
I knew we could do it.
Pick up some of these shards we've left all over the place. I would say definitely more melon hoarder at this point. Yeah. Okay. We can get Elephant to clean up some of this mess. Okay, now we do need to hit some objectives here to get over the line. Let's do it. Crash Tokyo's former Void Stake spawn. Let's see how we do. Okay. Okay. You know what? Okay, that wasn't quite what we were going for, but I missed it again. Okay, you know what? Let's just go like this. Now we drop on it. Grenade? Nah, it's okay. This is over the line. Where's my last one here? Yeah, 109 over there, that's fine. And let's go more melon hoarder, probably, although out of 5x5. Yeah, no, melon hoarder is actually better. Feet emerald rolliscoids, where are they going to be? I guess we'll find out. Down one layer. No, we'll just warp. We got 2 warps, we can just do it. Okay. Okay. Well, let's just hit the objective as well. Come on, get it.
I knew we could do it.
Anyway, well over the line on this. Did we do this one shot as well? I think we did, actually, so... worked out quite nicely.
We did it! We're amazing! Fantastic! You did great!
Got to try out a couple of new perks that time too, which is nice. But yeah, in terms of what we did that time, I mean, the Pika Boopoids seem to be really quite key here. We got tons of bonuses, in particular the chips off of them in the location where we were just fighting them repeatedly. You do need to stay alive, of course, when they're chipping away at you like that, but if you can just scatter a ton of them repeatedly while digging, that is actually a huge source of income, especially once we've built towards that bonus. We didn't wind up using the Munchoid bonus too much. Again, it's one of those where I guess you need some source of emerald. You go to the locations where they are and you punch a few out since they do reload. Batter Upbeat we used early, but largely forgot about once we went Egg Bomb instead. Green Scene's been gone for a while. I don't know that we got any mileage out of it at all. Considering that we only got plus 50 off of Ostrich, that actually worked reasonably well. Yeah, lots of bombardments going on here. Even though I guess we didn't really wind up with that much of a percentage bonus off of this, it's okay. It's about 150% by the end of it. But yeah, it was nice to have a reason to build towards that for once, even though Ostrich in general just isn't a very good fit for the Slayer. We managed to get some use out of that. And the Hardy Groove has been reliably quite good when we go for any kind of treasure-based strategy. And yeah, Melon Hoarder, when you actually have enough time to plan for it, tends to escalate quite nicely. Really didn't expect to do so well for chips, but again, the Peekaboo points were the real story there. Earthen Heart just wasn't too relevant to us, but just as a form of insurance, I guess. Okay, so we'll take it. Apple Hoarder, Apple Treasure. Now, it's a little while yet before we're going to get another layer unlock. I think we'll probably proceed the way we've been doing, where we'll probably go back to DK Island, not on this stream, but on the next one, and make some kind of serious push on 7, which with repeated attempts might get us over to 5k. And then from that point on, we can start working on whichever one this unlocks, which is going to be either Tempest or Radiance. And if we do need to continue to fill out more attempts on the way, then we start pushing some of the other layers towards 5, 6, or 7 as well. I mean, we have it 7 unlocked for everything now. So it's a matter of whether we want to ramp up our way towards it or work on some of the higher difficulties immediately. But that point didn't come. For the purposes of this session, though, we're going to go back to DK Island. I'm also going to take a look at our perk board, since we haven't looked at that recently, since it opened up at the first end credits. And we have been finally building into a couple of new things we hadn't heard before. Yeah, Ramby's right here by the ship. Of what we need. before we go to Squawks is I want to make a talk to Void quickly. Because I believe this is where you see the perk board. Yeah, don't really know what's going on with the rewards up top. We've clearly filled in quite a few over here. We kind of need to recognize some of them by icon. There are a couple of enemy-based ones that we haven't drawn simply because we haven't faced them yet. Like the bat ones are specific to Tempest. These ones I think are the Anticoys. The dark and light ones are specific to Radiance. Same with these cylindrical ones that you drop on. So yeah, a couple of these enemy ones we just haven't seen. This one we must have seen by now. I think that's just the well, it's one of the rolling ones. I just don't remember its name. But we just maybe never picked it on the relevant layer, and we'll get it eventually when we go through the layers again and see what we can get. And then a couple of other things are still locked. But in terms of things that are unlocked and which we haven't taken, only a few of them, mostly snake related actually, if we look at it. Since in general I haven't really had a good snake build at any point yet. There looks like there is an apple hoarder, an apple juice hoarder, that we have unlocked but not had the opportunity to select. Oh, because we just unlocked these, I think. These were the ones that just came out. So yeah, looks like it's mostly snake business and something that seems related to Turf Surf or even Surf Surf. But we have started to take a lot of other perks that previously we hadn't really tried. This one looks like it's also apple juice related. Packed them along for a trip. It seems like it's the equivalent to treasure. So probably some kind of apple juice chance. Like an increased pickup chance. A couple of things ostrich related with the egg bomb and the glide that we haven't taken yet. And yeah, it looks like these are Bonanza specific down here with Hung and Zebra and Ostrich. So the board is gradually filling out. We'll just need to be aware of some of the blind spots for what we haven't taken that we are in fact able to. But for the most part, we started covering a lot of ground that we hadn't previously on that list. So yeah, everything complete here up to 4, DK Island complete up to 6, and then Tempest and Radiance still to unlock. Let's see about picking up a couple of new stashes. That's going to be over at the Squawks. Yeah, the mud speed bonus actually didn't end up mattering too much on Landfill, I think. Because it was a lot of dirt, but not really mud as such. Anyway, let's see how much we can get. Ostrich Fractone. Pika Bruiser over in the boss section there next to Stomp and Clubber. And we'll just keep going here. Aim as much as we can. Sinister Blusterwing, so you get both forms of the Blusterwing. Then you get all of the animals in their non-fractone form as well. And we'll see who else is left. Yeah, Gluminoid. One of the ones in the Radiance later that we just haven't encountered or picked up a bonus for in Emerald Rush just yet. The cost has at some point gone up to 250, and there's a core King K. Rool. So you get them in multiple forms. Okay, so the collection continues. And it's filling out quite nicely. So that's probably all we'll be running today, because it might be a bit late in the stream to really start a serious push through something like level 7 DK Island. That's likely to be the next priority. And sometime next week we'll also take on the challenge event that is taking place on that stage, so it makes sense to push at it even further and practice it some more, map everything out ahead of doing that. But pretty successful series of runs today, actually. Just one failure on DK Island 6, but then we got it on the second try, and then we got Landfill 4 down immediately, which seemed pretty efficient. Let's put on the sunset theme, and then I'll probably end with that. Now, we still haven't figured out, incidentally, the Endymion Tone puzzle. I actually have not really given it any thought whatsoever. But perhaps we should check to see if there's anything different about it after all that we've done in Emerald Rush. I don't think so. Yeah, so it just rotates between the symbols. It changes one symbol every time. And I haven't looked at this carefully enough to really determine what to do with the order. It seems like it opens its aperture to a couple of different shapes, actually, depending on your facing direction, maybe. Or is it the same shape every time? Maybe it's the same. No, it's a different shape sometimes. It's interesting. So maybe there's something systematic to the shapes that it makes. Yeah, sometimes you can actually get duplicates on top as well. Interesting. Because maybe this is giving you locations. Perhaps locations on the island that we should be looking at. And look at that. Now we have 3 symbols. Maybe this was just from punching a lot. I don't know why we have 3 symbols on it now. We haven't seen that before. Because it still replaces one at a time. Right now it's only replacing the one on the right. And only the one on the right. That's interesting. It's not alternating or anything. What do you change directions? Or, yeah, now. Oh, you know what? Maybe if we figure out how to rotate one element at a time from something like a certain facing direction, then we can get all 3 to match. And so maybe it's like a slot machine of sorts, where you try to get all 3 shapes to line up. And then how would you do that? Like if you get all 3 on yellow, if there's a way to do it. Because right now it's just rotating right, but we did get some other shapes to rotate earlier. Maybe we didn't. Would we hit it with something? No, it's just rotating. Oh, that rotated the left side. So maybe you punch it top, middle, bottom, and that affects what shape changes, because then... Yeah, because let's look at this. Now you have these... Nope, not quite. Because maybe we can actually get yellow on all three, and if you get yellow on all three, maybe that does something. I'm not entirely clear. Because at some point we managed to get it to rotate the leftmost image instead. I'm not sure what we did to make that happen. Just trying different punching directions here. I feel like the shapes is making are definitely some kind of clue in their own right. Maybe some kind of clue to island locations. Look at that, because you hit it like this, then it makes this shape. And how do you dial the middle image to something else? Seems like definitely depending on how you make contact with it, it's showing different aspects or shapes of the island, perhaps. Maybe, that doesn't seem relevant. Very curious. Well, I don't think we're going to get it today, but this is giving me some new information to work with. That we're able to rotate one image at a time. Now, I'll probably need to go back over my footage to see exactly what it was we did to stop rotating the rightmost image and start rotating the leftmost one. Because there's something that happened. And I don't actually know what triggered that change. That's something we may have to study a lot more closely. I also don't know what triggered the change from having it show 2 shapes to having it show 3. So there are a few things we'll need to maybe try to reverse engineer as we go. But I think we will finish at this location. We'll just have to figure it out later. And we'll just let DK and Pauline do their little pose here. And be satisfied with the victories they've amassed this far. I'm trying to jump on top of Nandy and Tona here, and it's not really working out. That's okay. We'll rotate on a melon, I guess. Okay. Let's leave here. Fairly decent and quick progress today, in fact. We'll just need to grind out more of the cards so we can play with even more locations along the way. But for now, I guess we just push vertically towards higher difficulty, and 5 and 6 came together for DKI Island quite nicely, so we'll just have to see what scaling on 7 will be like when we give it a proper push. Thanks for watching. I'll pass you folks on to somewhere else very shortly, perhaps, depending on our options that are available at this hour. But in any case, until we meet again for even more of Emerald Rush and other delights besides. As always, have a wonderful time with everything you may be making or playing or otherwise observing. And fare thee well.